Slay the Heresy. What's
Slay
up,
the
everybody?
Heresy?
AW, and we're about to continue into Age of Dakaron. And I have good news for everybody. I am now officially trying to upload more videos on my YouTube channel now. Everyone say hooray. Hooray. Yeah.
Hooray!
So, it's a small group today. As you can tell, we have our good buddy Epic One, also known as Rogar, Stormfox, the swashbuckling maniac. And we have Tarly from Bilbo Baggins, the Ganja Bearer. And you also have special guests
Ew.
of Renaud da Vinci with you guys. You didn't know that, though. So, without further ado, let's get the tavern talks out of the way. My favorite part of the session, believe it or not. No ads, please. No ads. Fucking ads.
If you write anything on your computer, you need
Don't
to
care,
make that.
Grammarly.
I write pretty much all day, every day.
Let me know when you guys are ready. Who is... well... Oh, wait, hold up. He passes out drunk. He passes out, he's drunk. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
You're gonna have to forgive him a little bit. He's rather drunk. I'll get him out of the way, but I couldn't stop overhearing your story, as almost everyone here is just interested in your story. So let me get this. So, from my understanding, you somewhat saved a whole entire village.
And we tried, if anything else.
Most of them died, but yeah.
We drink in their honor. Now, the funny thing I have to ask, though, the men that you fought, you knew them previously.
Technically, yes. If anything else. Well, you've already heard the story of the bandit cap we had raided previously. Well, come to find out it's the same men. Those who surprisingly didn't die from the Null raid.
And they're halfway across the continent.
That's... wow. Fate tends to bring
tell me
everybody
about
in
it.
the most joyous of ways, but in your cases, not so much, if I'm correct.
No, not since one has a personal vendetta against us at that time. Especially when it found out that was it you, Rogar, or was it one of the other ones that took the child and ended up getting shot several times with bolts?
It could be a joyous occasion which we unite him with his
Wow,
child.
unfortunate for you guys, including you. Hey, where's the little guy at? Oh, hey, how's it going?
In the table.
So, sucks to be you guys, because you were brought technically into this mess by them, right? As he's looking at Tarly right now.
Yeah, I mean, shit happens, right?
Indeed.
You never know who you're gonna.
He walks back over to you. He's like, so, afterwards, what did you do next? Now this is going to be the next session. I'll listen to the song a little bit more until I can save this, and then we move on. You guys went back to Darian's noble house, and this time I actually have a map for you.
Did we... I forget last week, did we manage to take the time to loot the bodies from all the bandits, so to say?
Yes, they don't really, minus the gear that they have, it's pretty destroyed up right now due to you guys mutilating and killing them.
Right, just wanted to be
But
sure.
some do have actually some gold
another
and
thing-
orders from Elijah himself to do what he had to do.
Okay. That's why I was going to ask if they had any orders, and I'll take the documentation.
You're back at super fabulous fancy nerds noble house. Going back and forth, looks rather irritated for what's happening. He's like, unbelievable. My brother, my brother's crazy, but I cannot believe he will go into this sense of madness to get the throne itself. It's like I don't even know him anymore. How could he do such things? Guards, leave. Yes, sir.
Do you think, what's his name?
Desperate times call for desperate measures. I
There you.
wouldn't put it past him if he had hired any blades or, in fact, other mercenaries from other nations to deal with this.
Do you think your brother Xavier would maybe change his vote because of recent
We're
news?
gonna have to try. But regardless, the armies are being assembled. I don't know if we can stop it. Even if he does choose my side, Elijah himself is rather unpredictable. Now, knowing what he's just doing, aligning himself with unworthy bandits, and unbelievable. He is not the same brother anymore. Arrogant, yes, but I still love him. But regardless, what he's doing is madness.
Well, if anything else, we did our job as best we could, save
And
who
for
we
that, I am
could.
grateful for what you've done. So you managed to get a couple villages together, correct?
That's correct.
Despite how many you've gotten, other villages probably were scorched to fire thanks to my brother's unorthodox methods. He serves his own ambition, I serve the people. But I cannot allow him to do this.
And this is why I don't stick with politics. I'll whisper over to Rogan. Or Rogard.
Rogar's acute hearing hears what Kirkwall is what Nerd is saying.
Fun to talk, super fabulous,
Fancy.
pants. So what do you have us do now,
The only thing we
sir?
can prepare now is the coming battle. You guys, you can all stay here. I will get Xavier. I'll send a message to Xavier to have a meeting with him, and if need be, Elijah.
Very well, my lord. We shall wait until the job is done, or our time is to leave.
Is there a date for the battle?
It'll be when the sun sets 15 more times is when the battle will begin.
So 15 days. You can just say 15 days. We've had this discussion
Forgive me,
before.
my father has made me the poetic one. Habits die hard, my friend.
And I never can understand how
I heard
nobles
that.
can be. Never mind.
He's also granted me quite a good sense of hearing.
Oh, very nice, my lord. And even though mentally I'm like, well, aren't you fancy little son of
Just like me if you like. I'm not like the other nobles. You can think that all you want. The people are more important to me.
Of course. Well said, well said. Yeah, I suppose if for the time being we shall take our leaves and sort out supplies and other things with our notorious crew. By your leave, my lord, as I just go ahead and turn to
Okay.
just leave at this
One of the
point.
squires is being sent out to send a message to Xavier and Elijah themselves. So Kirkwall, you walk out or whatever, and as soon as you're walking out of the chamber, you see a man talking right outside. He's like, but I am familiar that people who I've met here are here. He's like, I'm sorry, sir, you cannot enter without approval. Despite your clerical status, you cannot come in. But he's like, but it is my duty. It's my duty as a cleric and a battle war priest itself. Battle is coming to Elstara if I hear from the words and wisdoms and the rumors of the people. Even from many nations have heard this. Surely you have to allow me to help you. Though your druidic deities are very strong indeed, I cannot allow you to not fight without divine services. Especially one of mine, and experienced in combat I am. Huh? Ah, Sir
Oh, great.
Sir
It's the
Kirkwall!
cleric again.
It's like,
I'm just kind of. I just give a smile and I slowly wave hello. All the meanwhile, I'm like, that son
Sir,
of a bitch falls all the way here.
ah,
Ah, shit.
ah, the personal guard. Are you familiar with this man?
I mutter under my breath from the distance, unfortunately. Yes, we know the man. It's quite alright. He's a companion of sorts.
And wasn't I the
He's
one that
allowed.
also
He's
saved
quite
your
alright.
lives?
Yes, of course. And you have our gratitude, of course.
Only the will of the gods can declare that. But a good drink cannot stop it. Here, there's a good place around here I know. I can get you guys free drinks if you offer.
That'd be nice. We just came back from travel ourselves. Was just going to a tavern to find at this point. I'll let
Well,
some of the
come.
others know. Is there a
Yes, there's
particular
actually
one that
one
you
here.
know of?
A personal friend of mine actually runs the shop.
Oh, good. Then, well, let me gather the others. We'll perhaps meet you on the way. What brings you here?
I was told that you were coming to Elstara, and news of Sir Darian receiving new personal guards spreads like wildfire.
Why am I not surprised? Yes. That's pretty much the rumors are true
Apparently,
on that.
nice armor.
I'm not wearing the armor.
As
Just want
Rogar
to
is
point that
walking
out.
out,
It's like there's no
looks-
armor on me.
Shit.
I'm not wearing it either. I can't equip
And
it.
I was like, well, last time I saw you guys, we were pretty much busy dealing with abnormal. Indeed.
Events,
You have
yes.
the
I suppose we'll gather the others, and I'm sure we'll need a place for us to talk. I'm sure. Rogar, would you mind getting the others?
Alright.
Since you probably literally standing
"Who's
in the
that?"
doorway right behind me.
Yeah, I'll just look over and just tell them all to come on through.
So you guys are going to the tavern and that stuff. You guys sit around and all that stuff. You guys pretty much wait for everyone to disappear from there. Don't worry about this. I said don't worry about it!
What was that?
And he sits down with you and that stuff. I heard what happened. The village. The village not far from here.
Oh, in times of war, things can help.
War
Things
is
cannot be helped with
indeed,
that sort
but
of incident.
war is much different here, especially when it comes to two brothers fighting for the throne.
So I've been noticing, which is rather ridiculous, but it's well nonetheless.
Elijah himself may be rather unpredictable, but he does have power and influence in Ayacha itself. I know. They've been spreading rumors on war. A mere attempt from Elijah to get more of a foothold in the conflicts of the continent.
So I've been hearing. Very ambitious man.
Yes, but ambition itself is dangerous, especially when it comes to religion.
Oh, lovely. One of those type of
Not me,
people,
I can
I'm
assure
sure.
you.
I wave an... Of course. So, I'm sure you have another reason to seek us out other than hearing just mere rumors.
With the battle coming ahead, I believe it's my responsibility to be a part of the conflict. I am a war priest after all, a battle cleric. Wherever my gods tell me, I answer to the war horn of battle.
Are you staying as a neutral party
I
in the
was
matter
I
of the
was
battle? Or are
I was
you more
originally,
of
but
picking one
with what
side?
happened at the village and Elijah's unorthodox methods, I could not allow this to happen. I was simply going to stay neutral, and after the conflict ended, I would give my services to healing. But with all this happening, I feel I must be part of the conflict. We cannot allow to have
I see.
Elijah
Oh,
as a seat. He will change things.
this is why I stay out of politics and live life on the sea. You don't really have to care much about the infighting, what goes on
You have
inland.
your own way of fighting for power. It's called insubordination.
Well, that's one of the many things. Along with sea wildlife, other pirates, and the occasional patrol every once in a while, that tends to be more of a headache than
Indeed
anything.
so. Sir Tarley. See, you're still making it around. How goes?
Not too bad. Just you know, got more work to be done, more adventures to go.
Indeed. But quite an adventure you have to be part of the noble's guard. Now that's quite an adventure.
Yes, it's quite a privilege. It should give me many great
You have a
opportunities.
lot of high standards in the kingdom itself, especially Darian giving you the right to travel freely without his permission. He puts a lot of trust in his personal bodyguard, you know.
I'm sure that we'll enjoy that freedom and hopefully.
Indeed so. The rumors go around though from the other armies that Darian hired a bunch of peasants. That's what he said. So the rumors were originally told.
Well, I'm no noble, but peasant seems a bit harsh.
Indeed. Usually it's from the king's personal army itself that he chooses. So it was quite unorthodox that he did that. But
I would like to see us more as roguish adventurers than peasants.
indeed so. What say you, Sir Rogar?
Well, I wouldn't call myself a peasant, but
If you go to Clavora, you could be considered an enemy, you know.
an enemy of
Oh, you haven't
Clavora
seen?
for what?
I don't think you're on that side. They're starting to execute the minor races now.
Oh, yeah, we
That's
actually got wind of something like that happening
And if you
when we were
personally
leaving.
see them, you would understand that Clavora is going down a dark path indeed. I've seen him hang children at this point.
Uh,
That's how fear and ignorance and blind fear is bringing Kavora down after what happened to Sorsoa and the village that you recently saved. You recently tried to take over. Well, not take over, more so, you know what I mean. That you tried to deal with.
Renault, are you familiar with Elstara? Like,
Minus the fact that
what's
I'm
around
here.
Yeah, I'm looking for a to deal with a possession. So
A possession.
I remember there was a
This is
yeah.
even news to me. You didn't mention this before.
Oh, that hasn't been much of a problem, but you remember that lich we dealt with?
Yes. As my face is starting to pale a little bit, remembering the incident.
A lich.
Well, you see, he kind of did something to me, and now I'm hearing his voice in my head a lot, and I kind of want to get that taken care of.
All I remember is taking the little girl and running my tail in and out of different undead. But if you're telling me that the lich somehow possessed you, that should be taken care of, if anything, immediately.
Well, so far I've been, as far as I know, I've been in control
A
of
lich
myself.
not
It's just a
controlling you
very
at this
annoying.
point in stage, though, is rather odd. What's controlling you? What's making
He,
ensuring that you're
he
not being controlled? How do I know that right now, at least? As he's putting his hand right on top of his mace, his morning star. He's not grabbing it. He's just putting it right on top, just
well,
in
I'm not.
case.
I mean, I haven't been doing any
Well, that's
evil
the
acts
thing,
or anything,
though.
but I mean,
Does
all I know is I'm hearing voices and I want to get rid of it.
Here's the
Like,
thing, though, Ronaldo. If he was possessed, as you think he might be, then why even bring it up in the first place? Isn't that counterproductive?
yeah,
liches
I'm
come and
asking
go
how
at
to get rid
times,
of it.
though. When a possession happens, at times he disappears until the entity gets to an area of his interest, and then he will return and have control without the host even realizing he was controlled. I've seen it before through my travels through other nations far and wide.
Still,
Forgive me
that's
for
a
being
bit far
cautious.
fetched to say in the idea that he.
He
Well,
he holds he he
alright.
he
You have knowledge of it than I do.
he touches your shoulders like he's like, don't be afraid, I won't do anything to you. You feel a magical sense in faith of light go feel inside you, and he's like, you are not corrupted. Well, that's the best thing about it. However, there is a presence in you, but you are not corrupted. At least I could see that now. My apologies.
None taken. No harm, no
Here,
foul.
let us go somewhere else where people cannot hear us. People are gossipers after all, and gossipers can always lead information to the wrong people.
Alright then. What do you suggest we go, priest?
We can go to at least there's one of these taverns should have a larger room of more quiet times. Or we can just go somewhere in the woods and we can actually get a little ritual together and we can figure out what he's been talking about and what his personal motive is. If the Lich is
Wouldn't it be safer if we were to go to a church or something? Holy ground and
yes,
all that?
but there are no churches here in Elstara. They're druidic. The druidic temples themselves.
That
It-
still survives?
yeah, it's weird. In Clavora, I went to a church immediately after and tried to get an exorcism, but it didn't work. And they told me to come here to Elstara, but I forget where they told me to go.
Then
That's
maybe
why
the
I was
temples will
asking
work
you.
then. The intention for this lich that you speak of might actually encourage him to come out and speak to us.
Well, then, the sooner we get this done, the better. Last thing we need in the middle of a fight is a lich raising the
Indeed,
dead in the
especially
middle of a
for one
battlefield.
with random of the arts of magic as yourself, Rogar. Wouldn't want to...
Yeah, so far he's just been a sore loser.
Okay.
Well, we did go into his house, we beat the crap out of him, stole his prized possession, killed a couple of his officers and undead servants. I would say yes, I would be pissed off too.
He just the only thing he's been talking about is every time we fight an undead. I think he's part of a hierarchy, like he has a leader of some sort, because he keeps thinking that we're gonna lose to these undead, which never
Yeah, I know,
happens.
because you're heroes after all. So anyway, they
Famous last
you
words
never
as
know.
I go.
So anyway, during this time, you guys are now in the temple of a temple from where that is worshipped to the seven to the deific entities of Elstara. Each portion of the temple itself is separated with different portions of the elements. For instance, the fire of Razon has a flame that's always lit in the middle of his chamber. Nazrak has the tree of a so-called tree of life that goes in the middle. Wartra has a well that's blessed water, and there's rock that is carved as many different items in regards to his worship. Let's see what else. There is a beacon of light that always stands up for Lyshin. So all these places are specific for their specific worship because Elstara loves their gods. Which one would you go to?
Ah, I'll have to be Rugart's choice on that one. I have no idea whatsoever.
So
Though,
choosing an element.
Yep, each of them are an element. They're sainted, just like Guan Yu and because Guan Yu is the god of war, and Joan of Arc is a sainted individual from France. So are these guys from their great sacrifice of saving Elstara.
I'll go to fire because I'm a
Okay.
red dragon.
A little ritual is done, and asking for the unknown lich to come out, nothing happens.
Hold
I
on a
would
second.
say to the tree. If I remember right, that particular one is actually tied to all the mess we've been in that.
You're so smart. All right. So,
I have notes.
you gather around at the Tree of Life, and there's an altar there that you can be able to do the ritual again. And this time, a being comes out his voice speaking in all your minds, but though the most powerful of the voice is in Rogar still. You summon me without my wish. And you brought a priest with you, of all
Huh?
things, that will not save you of my possession of you. Quiet, quiet, Lich. As Renaud does a little thing of faith, haunting, like burning him a little bit. He's like, "Ah, you wretched priest! When I am released, you will be the first one to die. You will not be. You will.
Well, if it
You
isn't
will
old
not be
Sag and
answered
Bones,
until you are
how's
spoken to, demon." He's like, "You call me a demon? I was alive like you once."
yeah, well, how's the afterlife treating you, old Sag and Bone? Still upset that we went a little tomb robbing in your tomb?
Watch your tongue. I will return one day.
Oh, I'm shaking in my
It will not
boots.
be me, the one that will making you shake in your boots, little man. I promise you that. I am but a stepping stone for what is to happen in this country, this continent, and this entire world.
Oh,
Stepping
you know what we
stone.
can do on said stepping stones? We kick those out into the ocean and watch them sink into the
Even the
abyss.
oceans will betray you all.
Stepping stone is a good definer for you.
Wanted to scrape my shit on.
I have a quick question. Does he have like some kind of corporeal form,
voice.
or is he just a voice in our head?
But in your head, he does possess
Okay.
an image by himself. And there's 3 chairs. Well, 2 chairs specifically. One's right next to him, and the other, but it's a shadowy form. While the other, like you can see portions of the chair, but it looks like someone's sitting on it, but you can't tell because it's completely shadowed form. And then you see him, which is essentially his old human form, but rotten flesh from over the years and that stuff has what made him become a lich. Everybody sees this, by the way.
So, how the hell are we gonna get this guy out of him? Other than probably ending the poor fella's life. Not that I'm saying that we should, just last resort.
I cannot leave his body.
I'm gonna like take a couple steps away from Kirkwall.
Just a last resort idea. We want to go all through all options first. Well, priest, do you have an idea of what we can
Do
do to
you all
get
see the
rid of this
second
thing?
chair, though?
Yeah,
I see
yeah, we
two.
do.
Yeah.
Rogar.
And that ugly
Sir
sack
Rogar.
of bones there.
Is it just him that's been speaking to you?
No, there was another voice that said he would suppress the lich, and he
He puts his
seemed
fingers
to
over
do
his
it.
eyebrow and he says, "And you couldn't
But
have told me this before."
I well, now that you mention it, I kind of remembered. You see, it's been a long journey
Fair
over this
enough. I
country.
figured that much. Don't worry, I got you. It's like, how is he suppressing? Does he have that power? Is he a man of faith?
I oh my gosh, I out of character. I didn't write it down, his name down, but yeah, I believe he claimed he was uh, either a man of faith or someone important. I forget exactly how. Maybe I can try to
Please
bring
do
him
so.
out or something. Okay, I will attempt to um, bring
Through your
out
thoughts
that
and
entity, I
actions,
guess. I don't know.
through your thoughts and
Keep
actions,
going.
nothing has really happened. The lich still remains. However, he aches and pains, and then his seat is now a shadowy form, and thus you see an armored figure appear. And he stands up from his chair that was right next to the lich. Good evening. Though it is still too
Good
dark to
evening.
see his full form, you see a large armored knight, but in a way it's corporeal, as if a shadow.
Hmm. Um, I'm trying to eliminate the lich's presence from me. Um, what was your name again?
The beings, the beings where I preside, now call me Darshka. I had an original name, though I do not remember anymore. It has been for too long of ages. But my
Um,
sons, they might know.
what are your sons' names?
My sons are the same gods that this country worships.
Oh, lovely. So we gotta go around and talk to all the gods, or what they say is gods here, in order
Not
to remove the
unnecessary.
lich from
Not
you.
necessary, pirate. You should be thinking ways to get out of it.
Oh, I probably got a couple of ideas, but
The quickest and easiest way is the way how a pirate should go, if I'm correct. At least in my time, that's how pirates were.
I take a couple more steps away from purple.
in my mind, I'm like, how the hell do you
I am
know what I
all-seeing.
am?
The waters tell me exactly what everyone has done who has come through this nation. Anyone who has walked through the mines and the mountains, from the dwarves to the underground, the rocks itself tells me from my son itself.
Renault, can you
I
do
can.
this
This is
too?
incredible. Histories do not share of the deific gods having a father. Yes, I am their father, and I died many years ago before they did.
Is there a way that we can prove that he's good? I don't want to banish the lich and release something worse or do anything
Go
harmful
ahead
like
and
that.
do.
I'm asking
Ah,
Renault,
let's see.
just like,
He's in your mind. You might be able to try something. I can't do it. I feel like my power is not strong in his presence.
This is up to you and you alone, Rogard. We're just here spectators watching at this point.
okay, I'll try to determine if he's lying
Okay.
or if he's good or something.
What'd you get?
That's fairly decent.
So 16
Okay.
raw.
Though he wants to get the lich out of you, it seems that he has other minor intentions that he's not sharing. But what he's saying about, but what from when he was talking about his sons, that is true. But it's funny how the
Okay.
Elstarans do not know anything about him, though. In fact, this is history in the making.
Hmm. Okay.
So let me get this straight. You want us to, in order for to remove this thing from him, we have to go to your son.
I wouldn't go that far. You see, my sons are captured, per se. Their souls are captured. So despite what everyone sees and believes, they are not present in this world, in the spirits. For they are captured within a crystal. In Elstara.
Okay, then. That's a bit of news to
I
me.
have lived for many centuries, and this is the first time I have been able to, since we are so close to the potential crystal. I alone have the power to share this now. My presence have become a lot stronger dealing with this foul lich.
Your
Do you perhaps
presence.
have an idea of what these crystals are? You're not giving us a lot to go on, but like you said, you did just came out to speak to us. So, any clues, an idea of, because you say you do feel presence of one, so that's at least something.
There is an ancient area that's directly to the east. He walks up to the map as you see him walking towards the in an incorporeal form. He points in a specific area right where the potential battlefield should be. And he's like, I'm familiar of these ancient lands. The presence of the crystals there. Though I am unsure where. But I know once you have the crystal, my sons can be freed.
Okay, Darshka, is freeing your sons. What else do you want from me besides just freeing your sons?
That's all I ask. My sons will
And I'm
finally serve
gonna
their
do
purpose once more. As a son must
what
obey their
is
father.
what is their purpose?
To serve this world once more, to reclaim what they should have had.
I, I'm gonna. Can I roll to see if it sounds, if he's lying or if that
Go
sounds
right
like
ahead.
something bad, like 4 on the die.
He's not wrong. As he continues saying, grab the crystal. Once you grab the crystal, my body can fuse into it.
And why does dealing with um, an evil undead creature give you more power?
You're confusing me, Dragonborn.
He means when you get the crystal, he'll be stronger. Perhaps when he's stronger, maybe then he'll be able to push that lich out of you.
You grab.
Uh,
That is correct. In fact, when I'm closer within the crystal, the power will surge, and with my sons and myself, we will banish the lich from your mind. He is worthless after all.
yeah, he is.
Retrieve the crystal. Once you grab the crystal, I will manifest into it, and I will release my sons, and we will be one with the world once more.
Right then, we'll get right
You
on
have my
that.
deepest gratitude.
All right.
And when the balance of nature itself
Thank you.
brings guidance to the world once more for my sons, you will be rewarded, I promise you.
Good
All
to know. I'm just waiting till he kind of just disappears
The
at
look
this point.
returns. You better not grab that.
Is there a way we can disconnect the line, just hang up on him, you know?
I just tell him he's a loser till he goes away,
His
or the
presence
other voice
disappears and
blocks him
everyone
out.
can't
And
hear anymore what's going on. Only Rogar can hear the Lich screaming at him. It's like, if you grab that crystal, you will feel forever pain in your heart. The elements shall not be released. Under the king of Elstara, you will not release them. And then he disappears.
and I'm just gonna tell the group, like, the Lich doesn't seem to want me to go
Of course
get the
he
crystal,
doesn't.
but he might be playing the reverse psychology. I don't know.
I don't know about the rest of you, but uh, fighting wars is one thing, but dealing with gods, that's never good stuff.
If what he's saying is true, though, you think he's telling the truth about his sons?
I think he's mostly telling the he's. I think he's hiding like more of what he wants from me. So
Because
I
you're the
don't know.
conduit.
Well, I mean, there might be more than just freeing his sons. I don't know.
So more or less, we gotta do what they say. Damn if we do, damn if we don't. You're either gonna get possessed by a lich, or we unknowingly follow the wills of these so-called gods. And it could be a good thing, or we could have unleashed literally hell on it. Sounds fun. Unless I have no any idea about these deities. A little inside of backstory of, are they actually
They're
good
the
deities, or are we looking at something that's gonna
they are the
probably bite us in
soldiers
the ass, priest?
of defending the unification of Elstara. That's what they were. Those are the stories you've read. And those are the pictures you saw of them making their last stand against the Dark Lord of Elstara.
Do we know, like, do we know if the the Dark Lord is like super bad, or if he's just kind of like
If you remember, we were in the tomb, Rogad. We've talked to the king and gave a little history lesson from one of the captains. Yes, this thing in your body doesn't want to go out, is more or less evil. Evil.
You're in the personal library right now, so if you guys want to
right?
look around and see if you can find anything on them, but it's common knowledge that they were once like avatars, not avatars, demigods that sacrificed their lives in service to fight the Dark One and unified into what Elstara is today.
Is Is there any chance that Darshka is the Dark One?
You don't know that. The Dark One was known as Dakaron, not Darshka.
Oh, okay.
Those texts are really extremely rare. There's one book in here that tells you guys that Dakaron was going to be the original leader, but he was usurped. And Elstara was unified thanks to the sacrifice of the deities of the people that soon became deities in their own right, in which this temple is dedicated to, because they were actually true people. They saved Elstara, and they potentially saved a portion of the continent from being controlled by a tyrant.
That
It
sounds
is
pretty
good.
good. So they could replace him with their own tyrant.
Mm. They were originally going to be the rulers, but they sacrificed their lives so that the Elstarans today and the reign of the bloodline that rules today can rule. That's what the books read.
Alright, well, I guess I'll start looking for stuff about
Okay.
a crystal.
Everybody
or
has at least one chance to look for a certain book they want to look for and describe what you're trying to look for, and I'll give you like a bonus on like rolling on knowledge.
Okay, I'm trying to look on like either about a crystal
Okay,
or
go ahead
where
and
it
roll,
would
and I
be.
believe that's going to be religion. Each deific being
11.
had their own crystal. You don't know about a certain crystal of what they're talking about, though. But every single one of them had a crystal. Okay, you
I'll
found that
relay
book.
that
He's like,
to
hey, I
the
found
group.
this. Tarly, go right ahead.
I guess I'll like. Was there like some kind of battle or something that where they all
Go
sacrificed
ahead and
themselves,
roll it.
or a ritual, or?
You'll just do a knowledge history if you have it. If not, you find something else that works with it.
I can't see my dice.
That's a
Also, I
13.
can't zoom in. Okay, so 15.
It was a unification battle. Dakaron was originally going to be originally the ruler, and he ruled a certain portion of the land. However, the humans that were once under his rule, along with the deific beings that they are now, they had a lasting battle that happened, and though many died, the ones who worshipped and served ones who serve these avatars of nature now, they were at a final battle for the humans to come in and save them all, but at the cost of their lives. Their sacrifice was so great that they were honored as deities in service for their great sacrifice to the Elstaran people. And that's why the nature is protected very highly here. To protect what they have done for the nations.
Okay. There's no mention of like a specific location of any like important, like the
It's right
final
outside the
battle.
old ruins as a memorial for what could happen should a tyrant ever try to be part of the Elstaran nobility. Unfortunately for this time, Elijah doesn't seem to think that way.
Okay, I'll relay that, I guess.
And I got
What'd you roll?
nothing. Oh no, I rolled a nat 20. I was just like, don't really have anything specific on what I want to find.
Okay.
Just randomly pulling books while they're
You
just
found
going
a
through
you
things.
found
I
a
just
good
figure I'll
recipe.
just pull a book and read it.
Certain
Lovely.
things I will just give this to you. This is actually important. Nazrak, the heart of Nazrak is given to the elves of the woods. It's an artifact that is considered so sacred that it speaks to nature itself.
And that's just randomly pulling books
Wartrin,
from a shelf.
also the deity of water, lives within the water, as when he perished in that stuff, they gave his body to the ocean, and it is said that through prayers to him, he will control the waves and destroy the enemies of the boats that dare try to come into Elstara for harm. Flazon is Flazon's worship is mainly in a volcano that's located in Artaragon. Though right now they can't go there due to its secrecy. But Elstara is only allowed to go through there if they have to go through Drizach. No one likes going through Drizach after all because it's evil. But the volcano itself is considered a natural worshipping site for Elstarans who wish to go over there. The mountains themselves of Roxen, or I don't know, I can't think of a name right now, I forget. He was buried to with the mountains, and through his prayers to him, he is able to, in rumors, inspire the people to find ancient gold and ancient treasures for miners, protection that the mines do not crumble. And Lycian, being the oldest and most wisest of them all, the leader themselves, he is the way of light. There is a tower dedicated to him known as the Tower of Light, to which these guys originated from, where it says that they came from the Tower of Light and bring down the wrath of their power against the Dark One themselves. Don't think Lord of the Rings reference. It's not that, I swear.
I'm gonna put this book in my bag of things for reference later. At least we have some ideas of where we can probably go to search for these things. Alright. What time of day is it?
You have a knock at the door.
One moment. I go to the door, I open up just a little bit to see who's on the other
My
side.
lord, it's one of the guards.
Yes, what is it?
The other nobles have arrived. Both of them,
How
Xavier
many?
and Elijah.
We'll be there shortly. And I don't let him say anything else. I shut the door in his.
You hear whispers and that stuff. We'll wait here to escort them.
Well, it looks like the other brothers have all gathered together. This is going to be fun. I don't think I'm probably going to be able to see this type of mess since the time I was at the cove. Alright then. What were you doing? Where will we find you in the meantime? I
I'll
look
be
over
with
at the
you.
priest.
I want to see what Elijah says. If this goes out, I can at least get some help from Ayacha. Because it seems like Elijah's not going to
Right.
let go of his power so easily if he loses this battle.
Right. May want to keep an eye on the big guys just in case. They have a tendency to rip limbs off. Alright. Alonzi. And I open the door. Okay. We're
Takes you
ready to
out.
go. Do this.
Personal guards out. He's pretty much right out the door and that stuff. Good, you made it. Everything all right?
Yeah, you can say that. It's just a long day. My lord, this here is a companion of ours that helped bring your daughters safely and helped
My
us on a travel before parting with us to take refugees
my
to
thank you,
another
priest.
town.
He's like, meh. The gods tell me what I need to do. I wasn't there directly to save her, but I did help them bring her back to you. All we in a way, Ayacha wants to make sure that things do not go completely wrong, as you are aware what will happen if the battles continue. He's like, yes, I am, but I can't promise you if that's what Elisha's going to be doing. So they're outside the door right now, and we are going to greet him. Elisha has brought his personal bodyguard too.
Oh, lovely. Can't
I'm
wait to
sure.
see this guy. I have well, you do know before, my lord, that what we have told you before at the village. I would not be put it past me if one of those men with the bodyguards with him are one of the bandits.
He probably is the leader of them.
Unfortunately.
Have no fear. He cannot attack you. If he does attack you, it's an act of war automatically. I'm pretty sure.
Oh no, no, it's quite
I
all
wouldn't be.
right.
I wouldn't blame you if you attack him. That's all I can say.
Oh, I have no quarrels with him. Less shots are fired.
Shall we go?
I look at the rest of the party.
Soldiers on the side
Start moving over.
in their honor guard uniforms, and the noble's guard present a position of attention with a spear up in the 45-degree angle, being ready to greet both nobles who approach in their presence. The first one, Xavier, the second oldest of them, the one who does not participate, with 3 of his guards personally with him, as he does not have specific, as he keeps tradition very, very high, as this is from his personal army. And he doesn't really care much, so he is just choosing. He doesn't get personally close with them, as he is more of an analytical thinker of the 3 brothers. That being said, he is not to be trifled with, as though he does not take much action in his own hand, he is very knowledgeable in the arts of magic. Don't worry about him looking like an elf. I couldn't find any other picture that could work, so live with it. He walks up to his brother, and he goes, "Brother, Xavier."
Shepherd.
He looks back behind his shoulders and that stuff. They don't look like peasants, brother. They seem more like hired guards. And he's like, "Who I choose is who I choose. You stick with your ways, I stick with my ways, brother." And he goes, "I know. I won't interfere. I haven't interfered yet, have I?" He's like, "None of this could have happened if you just made a vote." And that's just like, there's nothing we can do. I have I have to make sure things go peacefully. As much as I want you, you know Elijah would have been rather daring with what he does if he is not given the power. And seeing that majority of the people support you or him, no one supports me. Trust me, he would attack me and kill me in my sleep if he had the chance. Especially with his new guard, from my understanding. I will meet you in the court. I'll meet you in the royal courtroom. He walks up and he just moves to the side. Yeah.
Well, I'll let him pass. Just
And he stands and waits. Next, rather in elegant clothing, not like showing his might, an individual comes in with with arrogance in his face. Oh, where's it? Right here. And pride in knowing that how powerful he is. Elijah approaches, being all ensuring that he's looking at his men and that stuff. It's like, your men seem like they're not well trained to have such a worthy king in the future to bow to them. Don't worry, I'm sure they are well behaved when I become king, brother. And you see another man behind him who is all too familiar. The bandit leader, though in more decorated armor and far more training. The only thing that reminds you of him is the rage that you saw you saw that matches the voice of agony when he screamed when his son died. He walks up while he approaches and that stuff, and he goes, I can't believe this. After all this time that you believe in nobility and all that stuff, you really go down to the level of hiring peasants, minor races at that. And he goes, who I decide is who I choose. That is my right. It's your right, yes, but in the end, where'd you get them from, Clavora? I've heard they've been having some issues with minor races. Are you feeling sorry for them, brother? It's like a cut to the chase, brother. And he's like, no. We'll cut to the chase after I become king from our battle 15 days from now. I would ask you to step aside for your future king. We wouldn't want a war to be started here, now would we? He steps back, and he's like, you may go to the chamber so we can talk. And he's like, talk is all you do anyway, brother. It's like, as he passes by, he looks towards you, Kirkwall. The bandit leader passes by, and he looks towards you, and he goes, the rumors are true.
I just keep silent because technically he didn't know I was there. He knew Rogar and everyone else, but
yeah, he technically
I
looked
was
at him
disguised.
and then he looked towards you, and he just like, the rumors were true. And he goes, self-sufficiency is what I've best known for, and patience, especially dealing with him.
Well, I would say somebody shoved a battle axe up his ass so far deep you can't see
His
that.
arrogance is well known amongst the people, but his power makes them scared of him. I won't blame you if you say anything, by the way. Or you, little one.
It's just best to hold the tongue.
For you, I'm
At
surprised.
least for now, anyway.
I actually enjoy it if the little one here, if Tarly decides to say something, insults him, and he has nothing else to say. He needs to know his place regardless.
Yeah.
This is not his realm to rule. Come,
Well, after you,
I
my
beg you, my
lord.
friend. Two guards come to the door, and these guys stand in position of a parade rest.
So what do you think,
I
priest?
think it's gonna get really ugly really quick.
You too? Oh, I'm hoping so. It'll give me a good chance to let loose for a while.
It's gonna be nothing but words, I assure you.
Ah, but that's the
Not
best
when it's
part,
personal.
priest. This words can cut any deep or deeper than
Not
any
when it's
blade.
not
Oh,
when it's
this is gonna be
personal, though.
fun.
Especially between these two. This is not politics. This is rivalry between two brothers.
Which makes it even more fun. As
Well,
I
look
just
at him.
walk in ahead.
Well, look at him and say 3.
Thank you, Tarly. The three brothers get together while the guards are to the side. You are standing right at the door, as they are going to be as near to their liege as possible, but just enough to where if you threaten, even though this is his house, he's just like, I do not understand why that your lackeys are we're so close. Oh, never mind. I'm just joking. And he goes, I see that you haven't decorated much since father died. And he goes, father would have liked it this way. It's like father would have understood. Father was a man that did not change for his country. I am. Look, let's get this over with. I've talked to my brother, and he agrees at this point that I should be king. Xavier just says, "You speak honeyed words, Elijah," and that stuff. I was just like, and this is what this whole conversation is going to happen. I already know that you're going to support me. You have no support. All you have is those 3 guards and whatever men you can muster. Who has the most power in this country? Me. Who has the right ambition to ensure Elstara reigns supreme now that Clavora is running low on manpower with all the issues they're running? He stands up to next to him. He's just like, we do not genocide our own people, though. I did no such thing in that, I want you to know. I have no say to what happens to the people. All I ordered were that they are to be compliant with me. I never ordered such genocide to happen. And it's times of war. Who cares? People die, people die. They know what they're dying for. They're dying for their future king. Those who go against him, I can't say what's going to happen to them. However, I do not like that my soldiers were attacked by a little rampart group here. He looks towards you guys. And he walks up and he just silences Darian before he could say anything. Who started it?
I would say technically it was your man who started when they beheaded 2 of the
As a
women.
position of authority, I could not say whether he did or not. Did you do that? I did not personally do it. Then what's the problem? By the way, you should say Lord next time, maggot.
I'm sorry. I must have had water logged in the air. I don't think I even know a lord. I belong to my own people, my own way, so for I'm just a guest. I don't bow to you. There's only one king I know, and well, you don't
Oh,
look like one to
so
me.
you answer by the coin. How much do you want, and you can come join me. I guarantee you get paid 3 times as much as whatever he's given you.
Should have asked me 20 years ago, I probably would have thought about that, but I follow my own plans. Coin interests me, yes, but not as much as it used to in my youth.
You hired mercenaries.
Says the man who hired bandits.
He came for assistance. He offered loyalty, not money. And he has done his job very, very well. He is the best enforcer I've had in years. And he'll suit well when I become king, too. And if you guys live in the upcoming conflict, you can all serve me. No issues, and you won't lose your life. That I personally promise that I will not do such things.
Just to be clear, you consider the bandit leader that you hired to be of highest quality?
My choosings are what I choose, and he has done rather excellent work. I would hire anybody. I would have hired you if I knew about you sooner, but you are more so babysitting a daughter, who I understand is now back in this castle. Which I am glad she is safe and all, but you don't need babysitters, brother. You need soldiers and warriors, and those who will take actions in their own hands. You have yourself,
I think we can.
a half giant, another one, a dragon of all things, a little, a little ant, and one who does not shut his mouth.
I like to think of myself as a roguish figure, but I can go with that too.
You seem to be. For you, my dear friend, I see that you have a magical neck within you. Tell me, what has your brother offered you to help you with your skills? My brother, my bad.
Which one is he talking?
He's talking to me. He offered, in a sense, to stop a tyrant from becoming king.
But this so-called tyrant has access to our Tarragon. I'm allowed to get into our Tarragon without being arrested and having to be stopped. He can't offer you that. Our Tarragon is the staple of magic across all this continent itself. Serve me and I'll let you go in there anytime you choose to learn anything you want.
You have me confused. I'm no wizard.
No, but you are magically gifted.
Gifted, so what do I have to learn at
History,
a
knowledge,
Tarragon?
anything. That's exactly what your race would love, especially for what you're born to do. Look, you don't have to serve this man. He does not have the access to it. I do. So what say you? All the power in the world could be yours. I am a man of ambition because I believe Elstara is being trapped and stopped by Ayacha's laws.
all the power
Will
in
be
the
mine,
world.
yes, because Elstara has the potential of being more powerful than Clavora any more time today than it has ever been. Clavora is running through riots and everything. Their men power is crumbling. Drizach alone cannot
No,
stop me, for I have aides that can help me out with Drizach. I have access to Artaragon. I can talk to nobles like it's nothing, because I believe great sacrifice is necessary.
I think you need to make up your mind on whether we're bad warriors or you want to hire us, undercut your brother and hire us as warriors.
My brother cannot offer you anything. Don't listen to what he's trying to say to you. Look, understand this. None of you are from Elstara, I can see. Elstara is being held back by Ayacha because we have to protect the woods. To a bunch of minor races that give no quarrel over what we do. We're just their babysitters. We protect their forest. They can protect the forest. We've been protecting it for over 1,000 years. I think it's time that they can do something about it, move to another nation, so we can expand. Make Elstara stronger than what it has ever been in the world before. And those woods carry strong lumber. The mountains themselves are blessed. Let us use it. Shut up. I try not to say it.
You
Couldn't
know,
help
there's a
it.
thing called diplomacy. You can always give a little, take a little, trade. The way I keep hearing around things, you just take without giving
I
something.
give Elstara power. Ayacha has no power anymore. They're not what they used to be. Brother, you know that. They can't tell us what to do anymore. They are weak. There's just an old men of council members that tell us what to do because of the old laws, what they state. Even if we go beyond one battle, Clavora can't stop us. They certainly won't stop me.
So, let me get this straight. You have some sort of alliance with I forgot what that nation was called,
Drizach
the big pink one.
or Artaragan. Artaragan?
No. But yeah, our Targon. So you have an alliance, probably have an alliance upcoming with our Targon, and maybe Drizach might get in on it too, I'm
I give
assuming.
Drizach what they want.
And you're gonna
So that way my power continue.
march your armies to literally the other side of the continent,
The
and then
continent's a
have
lot
to
bigger,
defend
so I'm still
land
trying to make the map. I keep forgetting
on.
to. So it's not technically the continent you guys see. So pretty much.
Okay. But I mean, are the locations? He's saying he's gonna march from opposite
Look,
ends and
I
then
will
hold both sides.
expand.
Like,
Drizach can have what they want. Our Tarragon can keep their little secrets, but I can have access to what they have: money, power, minerals to make weapons. And what is stopping us? Old men in the court of Iacha? No, I am.
you don't think Clavora has allies as
Clavora
well,
has
and you're just gonna
allies,
march
but they can't
through?
do anything. They can try, but why would they try? Clavora is the police dog of Iacha, and the police dog has been put down thanks to whatever's going on down there. They're worried about their own little quarrels now. So this is an opportunity for us to expand. We don't need the elves anymore.
Doesn't seem wise to me.
In the long run, you will thank me.
Yeah, well, again, we're minors compared to him, I guess. A minority.
Yeah, you don't want us. We're not warriors anyways, and I'm gonna wink at him.
Very well.
I just have my arms crossed over my chest and I'm like glaring at him. Like,
In the cutest way possible.
He's looking at you and that stuff. Looking at you, Tarly. Look, I may have entered on the wrong side of our potential friendship and you being part of my guard. But let's start over. What do you want? I can give you guys anything you want. In fact, I can give you 500 gold on the spot for each and every one of you. All you have to do is convince him, he points back at Darian, to surrender and no one dies. And I take the throne.
I don't know about that. Your brother did offer us 800 gold and a large frigate to boot.
What
So,
kind of
I mean,
boat did he... You're doing that stuff. You're offering them more. I can offer you much more than that. 1,000 gold. Enough for you to actually buy a boat of your choice rather than my brother's choosing.
oh, no. He didn't choose it for us. I asked specifically of what I wanted, and it's being made. The only thing I lack is some of the necessary equipment on it, which I can later afford or
And what
take
equipment
once
might
this
that
mess is
be?
over.
Power.
Stuff
Power
and
buys material.
things.
Something my brother will not have. He's like, stay out of this. These are my guard, brother. And he's just like, I am only talking to them, and as a guest of this house, I suggest you let me continue talking. And Xavier's just like, let him talk. There's bigger things happening. And he goes, there you go. Listen to your older brother. And sit down. He looks back at you guys. My lord. He's like, yes, this is a waste of our time. Why can't I just kill this one now? He's... Rogar.
Which one does he point to?
Who's saying this?
Boop!
You know who.
And he goes,
Oh, okay.
why would you kill them? They can be potential great allies to us. I have...
Who you see, King? Douchebag under my breath and goblin. You see, again, you hired a bandit. We've had past runnings with this man in his previous camp freeing a bunch of people, and, well, unfortunately, in the middle of our crossfire, we took his son, assuming he was a hostage, and his own men filled him full of bolts.
Now this is
At his order.
interesting situations.
I'm not gonna say the whole truth that, we're the ones that caused it, but, hey, he's a bandit.
Yeah,
We are
who's
freeing people, so
Who's the...
these people got his shit killed. It ain't us, it's your own men that catch your son killed.
Do not mention my son with your filthy mouths. You killed him in cold blood.
It was your wise
Combat
combat
decisions.
decisions.
You did tell your men to open fire at us, and your men did fill your son full of bolts. I did try to save him, but you can't you can't kill anybody with a bolt in the head. How we were to know he was
a child
part of your gang and not just held
that
hostages?
is why.
You would have
Yeah, but you
rather.
were murdering gnomes, so
I saved the child that I did not know was your son from the gnolls. I left the woman there because I couldn't carry both. But I saved the boy,
The
and then you
gods have
filled him
blessed
full of
me an
bolts.
opportunity to fight you.
That's what I get for
That's
saving
what
him,
you
right?
get for letting him die.
yeah. Well, anyway, that's what you get for having to talk with the bandit. I mean,
And then maybe
they're
you
not
should. He sticks his hand out.
any.
I think that's enough. You want to save that anger of yours? You can just walk over somewhere else. Yes, sir.
I just smile at the bandit and just see you next time in Goblin.
He goes, "What an interesting person. Look, if he is what he says, he is what you say he is, then why not join me?" And he leaves. Nothing against you, but if it is what is true, you're leading out of revenge. These men lead out of opportunity. I don't know what the history happens between you two, and frankly, I do not care, for he is my personal guard, and his group are his guard's bodyguard. You can't win. My armies are 2 times as large as his. You speak of power, yet you do not wish to take it.
Oh, why it is tempting. It is tempting. I would say we have 15 days, right? We'll get back to you on that in about half a week.
So be it. Mark my words, brother, in 15 days, when the battlefield, when I win, you will kneel to me. I will not kill you, because the people do tend to love you, despite your little actions of what you do. And the people will love me too. Why? Because I give them power, expansion, and our populations can grow. You seek to help the little wood elves in the forest. Worship their little gods. Look, I respect them all and that stuff, but if they were so powerful, if they're really gods, then let us drown by the waters of Watrin. Let us be strangled by the thorns of Nazrak. Let the fires burst upon us from Flajan himself. Let the light shine on me from Lyshan itself. They're not gonna do anything, brother. Your worship.
What if, hypothetically, let's say out of theory, as I cut him off, what if, because of all that, the gods were, let's say, indisposed of? What then, if you have neither curse nor blessing of your so-called gods?
Gods respect power. Something I have.
Yeah, but let's just say that, if whatever to happen, let's say somebody more powerful than you were to dispose of them or capture them or remove them from the plane of existence because of this feud between you and your brother.
I'd like to see you try. But Mark,
Oh, I did not say I just said what if someone did or would.
I would kill them, just like and sacrifice their lives, just like they did 1,000 years ago. Because they're man in the end. They were men at once, from my understanding, from me being read of the libraries of the history, for what father made me learn. From my understanding, they were men. So even if they do come back, I'll kill them again. And they will worship me.
Well, I can't fault you on that.
15 days, brother. I'll see you on the battlefield. But mark my word, everyone in your army will die. And you, because of your actions for not giving in, and because you, Xavier, not voting on this, people will die. You know. Our borders will be weakened. And everything's going on. Yacha cannot protect us any longer. Even a nation from across the sea, the ocean itself can come in here and take us over. You weaken us, brother. You weaken my kingdom. That's rightfully mine. I am the oldest. It's not because of what your laws of Yacha does. It is my right to rule, not from what the rulers of Elstara nobility from ages past that are now rotten skeletons in their bloody coffins. Our fathers and our grandfathers and our great-grandfathers, though they were such noble people, they do not know what to do with power. I have read what to do. It makes sense. And yet you're stopping this from happening. Now the greatest opportunity with Clavora weakening, Ayacha cannot only say no. They can only say no. They get a little slap in the wrist. That's all they can do. They have no army to muster. Drizach is on my side because I offer them what they need for trade. Our Tarragon's secrets is with me. They offered it to me if I can give them protection of their borders. Which I can, by the way, but I cannot do it with no manpower because of this useless battle that you are forcing me to put upon. 15 days, brother, you better decide. And I'm looking at you all. You better convince him to not fight me. I am not going to back down, but I suggest he backs down as the little brother that thinks he can do everything on his own just because father liked you. We are leaving. Better make your decision, brother. People will die. I promise you that. And he leaves. Doors opening, slamming. And Xavier looks at his brother. Why? I told you it would get ugly. So you're gonna back down? He's looking down in that stuff, like pondering in thoughts. Well, I think I had my part. I enjoyed this little feud between you two. As usual, he shuts you down every single time, Darian. You let him talk, though it's the right thing. He does have a point. He does have more power than you do. I understand you are grieving the disappearance of your daughter, but he's using that to his advantage now. You. Hypothetically, what did you mean?
There's some other powers at work right now that we've come across. Though it's not certain yet and there's no proof of it, but there needs to be some looked into before the battle.
Indeed. Brother, request to speak with this man and whoever wishes to talk to me. It is your house and I respect your house, but I am rather intrigued with talking to him. You may. I must ponder what he said. I have 15 days after all. Closes the door. Guards go.
Well, I would say that was a quite interesting talk, though it's not as sharp as the ones I usually go to. It was mild, at least. I would say 4 out of 10.
Elijah has way with words. Indeed.
Thought it was hilarious.
He's a hothead. Yes, he's
I would
designed to be a
say.
hothead.
I mean, I can get his idea of what he's wanting to do, but some of the things he's saying is just a little too ambitious. You take a little, and with Orion's oversized ego he seems to have on his shoulder, it might fall off and bite. Sadly, the nation in the
Indeed.
ass.
But with his ambition being a noble and as powerful he is, it is potential.
Very true, but like every other thing, with my time of seeing the world, that can be both good and bad.
Xavier, why don't you vote for why don't you vote, and who would you vote for?
Well, I can tell you why I do not vote, and that is the protection of my life. Had I chose wrong, my life could have been in danger. Please understand that it's for my safety.
Nothing against that. I know how
Good
that
man.
works all the time.
You see,
Back when I used You always have to keep eyes ahead of you in the storm, and always 3 eyes behind your back in case
even if
someone
I
to
did
stab you.
choose Darien to be king over him, what promise can Darien protect me? In truth and honesty, he cannot. Elijah can, but I won't vote for a hothead.
Yeah, for what I can see of your brothers, no offense to the one who had just hired us, Xavier's too hot-headed, he's too ambitious. The other brother, while a good man at heart, is a little too weak at the
Indeed.
same time. Both are good, but both are wrong.
It's always a gray area with politics, unfortunately. Something I've never been interested in.
And neither have I, but I've been stuck around this mud hole for too long to pick up a few things here or there. That's why I keep my life on the ocean. At least you're free.
I have duties that I have to do, but I do so with the least charisma as possible.
You're a noble too. You can't protect
I do not
yourself.
have the support as the people as they do. My personal guard, though quite quite powerful, they are not as great of what you guys can capable of being, along with his brother, my brother's guard.
Curious question is what as to why the people don't find you more interesting than the other two. Yes, I can get the idea of your older brother and being the kind heart he is and wooing the people, and the eldest, of course, holding power over everyone.
Because
But you're a smarter man.
a smarter man should not be stuck
So
trying to woo the people or woo the opportunity of ambition and power. I'm a man of the old ways, and I wish to learn of the old ways, and something politics will never have allowed.
Amen to that.
you were saying that your personal guard is not as good as Elijah's personal guard, which is made
Once
up of
one
bandits.
actually speaks, it's like we are from the actual guard of the castle. He chose us.
This nation. And I
No!
just crashed the server.
Continue talking though.
But, well, like he was saying like he's worried his guard is really weak, but like this guy, he just hired a group of bandits, and that's his personal guard that he's worried about,
Bandits
right?
that cause terror amongst the people. Now that's power. Willing to go so desperate as to choose a bunch of delinquents that will do exactly as you say without even having to say it. That's dangerous. That is very dangerous. But I am a man that studies the old ways and the old history. What is your story, by the way, little one? You're quiet. Where did you hail from? Hello.
Well, I come from lands far from here.
Ah. What the hell's going on with the server? You come from far beyond. And what brings you to this lovely area of Calderana?
Well, I came to this place looking for adventure, and I met these friends of, and we've been adventuring ever since. I find myself dealing with situations unforeseen.
Ah, indeed. I used to be a traveler like you. In fact, I prefer the adventurous ways. But me still sticking around a library, studying history and all that stuff, finding ancient artifacts, I feel that's my calling. Because I am unable to leave the castles due to my father's blessings that I told him I would stay there, stay at the castle, stay at my noble's house until the day he dies. But doing it for so long, I am unable to do such things anymore, like what you do.
Perish the thought of ever being cooped in such a small, albeit well appointed, I'm sure.
It is painful indeed. Nonetheless, we continue. It seems their power, everything just crashed on them. Yeah.
Am I really
I
the
don't know
only
what
one?
happened.
Wow. Look.
Well, I think we could just end the session here then. But he tells you other things that will probably help you out in the future. But thank you very much. Sorry for all this. We'll just continue next weekend, if not the following weekend. All right. Stay
Okay,
awesome, everybody.
sounds good.